gonna do it portrait. Okay. I am adjusting all of this at the last minute when I should have done it beforehand. All right. Hopefully this doesn't fall. Hi! Hi, Sylvia. How are you? I'm so excited to do this. This is my first live stream. Are you guys okay with the orientation? I was going to do landscape, but then I wasn't prepared. Hi! I don't know how to say your name, Luce, but hi. Hi, Yolanda. How are you guys doing today? I was hoping, I know like I put out 6, 7, or 8 o'clock. I'm on the East Coast, and I know some of you are either Central or you're on the West Coast, and I know I had a few people from the UK. Hi, Lily. Oh, wow. The Netherlands. So what time is it over there? It must be late over there. Wow. That's cool. Oh, from Mexico. Hi. Hola, Yolanda. I do speak Spanish, by the way. I I don't know. I would say fluently. I don't speak it often as I used to. I spoke it a lot more when I was younger, but not so much anymore. But I do speak it. I do understand it. My daughter's in the chat. Oh, nice. Cuban and Dutch. I'm so happy you guys showed up. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous because I'd never done one of these lives before. So I had thrown out in the poll if there was something specifically anybody wanted me to review. I was gonna stick with drugstore just to be safe. So I know somebody had mentioned if I could do products that I had reviewed in the past. So I think we're gonna do that. So let's just start. So as far as skincare goes, I'm gonna try to stick with, again, something you find drugstore, nothing really high end. I've been really enjoying, oh, hi. Oh, from New York. Hey, East Coast. So I've been really enjoying the Heritage Store. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. I've actually been using it like every day. It's really good for my skin because my skin is more on the sensitive side and like a little more dry. So I'm gonna just quickly prep my skin with that. So I'm gonna go in with my rose water toner. What skincare are you guys using? I'm curious. I always wondered, like, I know there are certain videos that are like more popular, and sometimes I wonder, like, when I do something like the Heritage Store, like, is that something that people use? Is that something you guys are familiar with? And if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask them down. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm still like really new to this, so I can see like the questions kind of like pop up, so I try to like read it really quick. Oh, I've heard of okay, I hope I say it right. Innisfree. I've heard of those. Yeah, I love The Ordinary too. That was like the first skincare line that I jumped into to kind of help me with the keratosis pilaris and like the dryness, and was really good. I highly recommend their squalane oil and their like their lactic acid, especially if you have keratosis pilaris or you just need to exfoliate your face. Oh wow, cocoa butter burnt. Oof. Yeah, that's tricky. Oh, Korean skincare. Yeah, I love Korean skincare. They are just superior when it comes to skincare and very affordable. Just checking something. All right, so I have some serum on. I'm just going to do a little bit of oil. YouTuber and Dr. Dre. No cream based on marketing. Oh, wow. Okay. I've heard of Dr. Dre. She's really good. So for dry skin, now, I'm sticking to like drugstore, but my go-to is, and I've mentioned this a ton of times, especially if you follow me on Instagram, I really like the Jones Road, the Miracle Cream. It looks like this, and it's a thicker cream. That's been my go-to since like January, and I use that like at night now. So I like that one a lot because it has like ingredients in it that help to kind of like exfoliate but heal the skin. But if I was going to suggest a drugstore, if your skin is sensitive and dry from the ordinary, I would do a little bit of the squalene oil and their moisturizing factors, the HA. That one's really good. Oh wow. Oh, can you send me a couple of the Russian skincare, or maybe yeah, just I guess leave it down. I hope I can get comments after the live. I'm not sure how it works. And then hold on, let me see if I touch this. Do I see? I don't want to miss a message. So when if somebody could just type something, I think the other messages come back up, and then I can quickly answer those. All right, it's very hot today in Jersey and it's like humid, so I'm gonna skip moisturizer. I actually moisturized earlier in the day, so I'm just kind of like re-prepping it just to kind of show you guys. But I'm gonna go into foundation. Now, if you guys know, like I got a lot of color from my vacation recently, so now I'm trying to figure out what foundation actually matches me right now. So I'm stuck between Maybelline Fit Me and the Milani Glow. So I don't know if there's one you guys prefer for me to put on right now. Just comment down. I kind of want to do the Maybelline, but if you guys want to see the Milani Glow, because again, it's one that I haven't used in a while. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, that's what I saw that before. So sometimes what I do too is, oh, you guys are gonna laugh. Okay. So I saw this on TikTok, and again with the keratosis pilaris, I have it like on my arms and stuff. Perfect. Thank you. I don't know what your name is, so I'm just gonna call you LN or Lynn. Maybe I don't know if that was like with the letters, but so there is this soap that I saw on TikTok that everybody was saying that it's really good. Lauren, oh, thank you, Lauren. Um, it's from Mexico. So I think Yolanda, you said you were from Mexico. It's like a sponge and it has a soap inside and it's really gentle. And I was using it to, I'm probably going to use a brush. I was using it because everybody was recommending it for like if you have the red bumps on your skin. So I actually started using it on my face. And it was super helpful to kind of exfoliate. But before that, I was also doing like a cloth and just like warm water and just being gentle because that, you got to remove like the dead skin. But that little soap, I forgot what it's called. I don't know, but it has like pearl something in it. And it was really good. And I don't know, I think it helped. It wasn't drying, which I like, because usually when you use soap on your face, whether it's a bar soap or liquid soap, sometimes it could strip the skin, dry it out, and then it's worse. All right, so I'm gonna take the Fit Me. This one is in Natural Beige 220. I hope it's a good match for me. It might be a little bit light, but we're gonna see. I really wish this one had a pump, but it doesn't. And I need a mirror, so I'm gonna have my mirror on the side. So I'm gonna start off, if I'm being honest, I usually just use my fingers, but I'll use a brush just because it's a little bit of a more even application. But I'll kind of spread it out like that, and now I'm gonna use, this brush is from Isho. It's a foundation brush. It's really good. I got it off of Amazon. Now, I am an affiliate with them, but I purchased this one like full because I got it off of Amazon. I don't know if it was like better price, but it's a really good brush. I like that it's cut on an angle, if you could see that. I'll have it linked in my Amazon store if you guys are interested in getting it. But this brush, like the way it's cut and the way it applies, kind of reminds me of a beauty blender. Like the way it applies, it just blends it really nice. And I'll be honest with you guys, the only reason I don't really do a beauty blender is because I will forget to wash it. I'm so bad with that, and you know that's not something you want to forget to wash. And I mainly use them like if I'm doing makeup on a client, I'll kind of pull out the beauty blender then, because it's like the best thing to even out a skin, or if there's too much texture or you need to correct texture, it's perfect for that. All right, so see, it kind of gets it done pretty nice, quick, and it blends it out really nice. So I like that. I'm just gonna throw my hair up because it is really hot in here. Let's see. I really have straight lashes and mascara. You recommend Drugstore that would keep them. Okay, yeah, that's the struggle I've been having recently with mascaras, is finding one that actually holds my eyelashes up. Someone told me to. So that's a huge controversy, right? Like, if you put the foundation underneath, I don't mind doing that. On days where I'm kind of like trying to be quick, or I'm not trying to do too much to like brighten up my face, I'll put foundation, like I'll take it up to here, and then I find that I use less corrector concealer. Oh yeah, I could do that. Salma Hayek, she's so beautiful. I love her. So I'll show you how I normally do it. So let's say, let me take a better look. Okay, I'll take a little bit of more of that foundation, and I'll bring it up to here, like just like right underneath. But just remember that when you do that, if you have darkness under your eyes, you're still gonna have to correct. If you have very dark under eye circles and you bring up your foundation, that might create more of, like, you're gonna have to correct it more because then it starts to turn gray. So instead of correcting like blue circles or pink circles or purple circles, then it starts to turn gray. So if you have like purple circles, a peach tone corrector, if you have more of like blue circles, or like it's more bluish here, a pink tone corrector is going to do really good for that. Now, this is a recent drugstore find that I really do like a lot, and it's the Flower Beauty, what is this called? The Eye Bright palette. It's really nice. I was actually very impressed by the correcting here. Let me see, does it matter? I don't think so. I think, like, here's where it gets tricky with correctors. And again, just my opinion. You have companies like LA Girl who they have correctors and they have them in different shades, right? But I find that their peach corrector is like a straight up orange corrector. So now I did it, I bought it years ago, and I'm like, oh, let me try, because it was just going crazy on YouTube here. I put it on, it was way too orange. So when you're finding a corrector for your circles, you really have to go with how dark are your circles underneath your eyes, and you have to kind of like match it up with that. So let's say somebody has like dark circles under their eyes and it's like very brown, like almost, yeah, I would say like a very brown color, like they haven't slept in days or anything, and it could just be hereditary. When somebody's circles are that dark, then you want to use something more orangey. But I favor something like a peachy orange, like nothing orange like this color. I hardly ever see that working on anybody. I almost feel like sometimes companies kind of throw those colors in there and it's a little bit gimmicky, because then you put that orange in, you blend it out, but then you have to mix another color to blend that out to make it work, and it's just too much. Yeah. My favorite correctors and concealers, hands down, the first ones that I've ever tried, and again, I used to work for the line, so I saw how it worked on different skin tones, were the Bobbi Brown color correctors and their concealers. That range of correctors were perfect. They were amazing. I'm trying to think who else has good correctors. It's hard because I don't see correctors really in drugstore. Flower Beauty had a really nice one, like a CBD. It was a color correcting pot. That was pretty. That was pretty decent. But for anybody who had very, very dark circles, I don't think it was going to work for them. Then in that case, I would say definitely go to like either Bobbi Brown or here. What is this? Makeup Forever does one really good. Sometimes you have to cover it, but I'm picky when it comes to correctors. Like when I see certain brands coming out with correctors, I don't buy it. You know what I mean? Jones Road does have also correctors, but I wish they had a little bit more colors. They covered like the peach tones, but for somebody who, let's say if you're fair, medium, I'm sorry, fair to light skin or light medium, and you have more of that pink, you only have like one shade to really pick from. So I would say best bet, if you're not sure, you can't find your color, definitely try out Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. That's always been successful for me. Or even MAC. I know you guys always ask me, what's your shade in MAC and what do you wear in MAC? And I don't really wear MAC, but they have a good range of colors. Was this awesome? Oh, I've never tried kimchi. I've seen them a couple of times on Trend Mood. Very, very interesting. I think Laura Mercier even has some good color correctors. I heard Lancome's was good too. I've never tried it. Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure everybody. Okay, all right. So I'm going to start off with this. Since I put the foundation under my eyes, I would skip this part, but if you didn't, you can definitely put it. It's like some kind of a primer and it smooths out. It's okay. I'm not going to say it's gimmicky, but it's pretty good. Yeah, but yeah, highly recommend the Bobbi Brown one. That's one of the things that from the line that I really liked a lot. All right, so with this one, the Flower Beauty, you have two colors. With the Light Wonder, yeah, is that the primer? Let me know if that's the primer. I think it's a primer. All right, so these two colors. So I will take a little bit of the light just to kind of brighten up and like knock out the darkness. Actually, this is probably too light for me right now. Yeah, I can definitely look into the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder. I think I remember that one. It comes in different shades, right? Because I know there's one that is like a peachy tone illuminator. Oh yes, the Hollywood Flawless filter is really good. I agree with that. And it's funny because a lot of companies have been coming out recently to kind of like dupe it. I haven't found a dupe yet. I know that, and I'm probably the only person saying that the Maybelline 4-in-1 isn't a dupe because I don't think it is. The closest dupe for the Flawless filter that I have seen, that I've tried, is the Revlon Lights, what is it, Skin Lights? I reviewed it a while back. As far as like how it's glowy, I would say that they're similar. But I still haven't found a dupe for it. So I start off just doing a little bit of that light shade just to kind of brighten up. And then the Revlon one, what is it called? It's the Revlon Skin Lights. It's a Sunrise, I think, Skin Luster. Now I'm going to take the deeper shade here. I was really impressed for a drugstore how these concealers perform. They actually do a really good job of like canceling out some of the darkness. Again, and I always say this, I'm not the best candidate for super dark under eye circles unless I have allergies. But this is good for if you have some darkness underneath your eyes. But if you want to color correct, then I can do another video in regards to color correcting. And let me know if you guys want to see that. So I'm going to take this. So see how like I'm going right on top of where I just applied that first concealer and it completely like it just works really nice. That totally impressed me. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever used God, this is so old. It was a Too Faced palette and I'm talking like almost 10 years ago. it was like a full face palette. It had a highlighter, it had some kind of concealer and like some yellow corrector. I've never been able to find anything like that where you would just you'd put it underneath your eyes and it would completely correct it. I cannot remember the name of the palette, and it was discontinued. But if you know what I'm talking about, these concealers remind me of that because it just does it, like it corrects it really quick. So, that's the other thing too. When you are doing your concealer and you are correcting, one of the things that you can do is like if you're looking into a mirror and you have a light like over you or in front of you, and you kind of turn a little bit down like I am right now, you see how you can see all of, like, you can see where the darkness is more so if I'm kind of like this. So that'll kind of tell you where you need to put concealer. And then I always go out here because I have like a little discoloration there and it kind of pulls my eye down for whatever reason. And then I always like to press in with my finger. I know I see a lot of people either using like a beauty blender or even a brush, like a synthetic thick brush. That's good too, as long as you're not removing the product. So if you find yourself that you're putting concealer on and you're kind of like, you're going like this and you're blending, but you're seeing it disappear, you're either doing it too hard or, you know, you're just taking off product. That's why I like to go in like a tap tap motion. To glow if you want it. Ooh, what is the Born to Glow? Is that like is that a highlighter? Or is that like a tinted moisturizer? All right, then I'm gonna set with the powder. This is a really nice kit, and the shade came in. The shades came in a nice. I think it was like 4 different shades. So if you're porcelain, if you're like light skin, and they had nice shades for deep skin tones as well. All right, and then when I just tap the brush just lightly in powder, and I'll kind of go like this. One thing I always get asked about is how do you stop concealer from creasing? So if you're using a cream product, I know nobody's asked it in here, but I just want to touch on it real quick. Whenever you're using a product that's a cream base, it's in its nature to kind of crease because, you know, like we move our eyes around and everything. So it's never really going to be perfectly not creased unless you're, I don't know, 15, 16 or something. But, you know, for those of us that are over 30 or close to 30 or, you know, whatever, it's going to crease a little bit. But I find that if you have a concealer that is lighter in like texture, but very pigmented or somewhat pigmented, you have that problem less. I hope that makes sense because you're not like kicking it on and layering it on. But again, too, that's why I like to go back with my finger and kind of like press it in because the warmth of my fingers is going to like melt that product in. Like I wouldn't just kind of go like this, blend it out, and then just leave it like that because then it's going to get cakey. All right, I'm going to do my eyebrows next. Now my eyebrows, I have some color in it from earlier, but I need to touch them up. So I've been really loving this. This is the Morphe, what is this called? I love it so much. I don't know what it's called. Micro Brow Pencil, and this is in Cold Brew. This is a really good eyebrow pencil. I would say it's up there. Like I used to use the Anastasia one years ago. I would say it's probably better because it's not very waxy either. It's like that perfect balance of pigmentation, but it's not waxy and it's easy to blend. So I'm going to take that. One second. All right. It is very hot in here, so I'm like sweating. And of course, I get like that stupid sweat mustache and it drives me crazy because I'm like, maybe you guys can't see it, but I can see it through the screen. So I'm like, you definitely can see it. All right, I'm going to go back with the pencil. And now I've done my brow tutorial before, but I'll just kind of quickly show you how I do it. Again, I always hold it from the back. And if you notice, whenever I use a brush or anything like that, a tool, I always hold it from the back just so I can have more, like kind of more control, but less pressure so that I can layer on color if I need to. It's easier to layer the color on than to take it down. So I'm going to start here. And now I have tried those, like those pens the brow pens and everything. Those aren't bad. I do like them, but I just find pencils are just a little easier. So I'll kind of do that. I always start off with the outline of the brow, and then I'll start to blend up. I find that that's the most natural looking way to do my brows. Just like that. I'm curious, do you guys do your makeup in the same steps? Like, do you do foundation, brows, or what's your steps that you guys do? So I will do that. And I forgot to pull out eyeshadow. Let's see. It's an itch. Oh, okay. Oh, your last step is always brows. I guess because, like, I don't always do eye makeup. Like, I'll usually do a liner or, like, a very soft kind of natural eye. So I always do the brows. I don't know. So one of the things that I was taught when I was freelancing for Bobbi Brown Cosmetics was we used to do the makeup in a certain application. So, like, let's say you sat down and I start off with the underneath your eyes, and then I did your foundation, and then it was always like blush bronzer, so that in the event that you had to like get up and go, like you wouldn't look like, you know, oh, I have your smoky eyes done, or I have a bright lipstick but your face isn't corrected kind of thing. And I guess I kind of adapted that into my own routine, where on a daily basis I'll do moisturizer, I'll maybe do a little concealer, and then I'll do my brows, mascara, and then I'm kind of out the door. So I think that's why I do it a little bit backwards. So, okay, so I didn't pull out eyeshadow, but did you guys want to see kind of like a natural eye? Do you want to see a liner? Let me know. Let me know. In the meantime, I'll do some bronzer because I would normally do bronzer. I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution, the XX Revolution Cream Bronzer. And I'm going to actually use, let me try this brush. I got this one from e.l.f. You know, I haven't seen what her, can you explain how you, yes, I can explain how to use bronzer. I haven't seen her cat eye. Is it more of like a reverse cat eye, or is it like that fox eye? I can attempt that. Okay, bronzer. Do you have a specific question about bronzer? You want me to just kind of go into how to do it? Bronzer for me is a step that I like to do. Okay, I can try the fox eye. So bronzer is something that I always like to do after foundation, right? And there's a couple of things with bronzers. So if you're thinking like, how can I explain this the best way? Bronzer is something that you want to use to warm up your skin. Now, I'm guilty of using bronzer for kind of semi-contouring, but warming up the skin. But typically where you want to place it is wherever the sun naturally hits you. So think the high points of the face. So it's going to be the tops of the cheeks. It's going to be the bridge of the nose, the forehead. You can do your chin a little bit. The other thing you can do with bronzer too is if your foundation is slightly warmer, and like for me, I'm always like covered up to here. That's just how I am. So like if I'm wearing a dress or something, or a shirt that's a little bit more low cut where this really hasn't gotten any sun, I'll throw bronzer on my chest and on my neck just to kind of warm it up. But bronzer, I like using cream bronzers. I don't mind powder bronzers, but I just favor cream bronzers a little bit more, especially now I just want something like lightweight. So I'll take it, I'll get the brush. This one is, it is the Airbrush Stipple from e.l.f. Highly, highly recommended. It's such a good brush. So I just tap on a little bit. And again, same thing with any product, bronzer, blush, you always want to start off with a little bit and build your way up. So I'll take it. The other thing too is like, So if you see like this part of your ear here to the corner of your mouth, you never really want to go below that because if you do, it's just going to pull your face down. So you want to just keep the bronzer around this area and above. So I'll show you. So I kind of just like that. And now I like to take bronzer up here because I'm sure you can see my forehead now. When I put foundation on it, it gets a little bit lighter because I don't have a foundation like, I mean, I do have a foundation dark enough for it, but I just didn't pull it out. It was in Drugstore. So I'll take bronzer up here. And one thing I really want to stress is when you are putting bronzer, whether it's powder or cream, you want to like push your hair back and really get it into your hairline. Because if you can see here, like for example, I'm peeling here, but you see how it's light around here, but here it's darker. If you don't do that with your bronzer, it's going to show and it's not good because then it just looks like it doesn't mesh into your whole face. Like something always looks off. You want it to kind of like gradually look, you know, like darker here, you can do light here, but it's got to all kind of go together. Same thing, I'm going to take this over here. So I'm using this is a line from Makeup Revolution. It's called XX Revolution, and it's their, what is the name of this? I forgot. I think it's called their cream bronzer. Like it's very, they name their things like exactly what they are. I don't know why, but it's in the shade Agenda, but this is what it looks like. I reviewed it a few weeks ago. That's what it looks like. And this is the shade. This comes only in 3 colors. I'm using the darkest shade, which when I reviewed it before I started to get like a tan, it worked nicely because I was using it on a brush like this where it's like a stippling, so it wasn't a heavy application. You know what though, that wasn't a bad idea, especially if you weren't using like a lot of makeup. It's okay to do bronzer kind of everywhere. Like I used to do that too. That's fine. It's like if you have the wrong undertone of bronzer and you do that, then it starts to look funny. And then that's another thing about bronzers. If you have the wrong undertone, that can really that can break your look like really bad. So this is another thing I learned when I was freelancing for Bobbi Brown Cosmetics was we would pick bronzer depending on like your undertone, and it was more of like a color correcting thing. Hi Danielle. So if you're somebody who's very fair, like porcelain fair, and you kind of like you burn in the sun, the best bronzer for you is actually a bronzer that is like, it's like pink. It almost looks like it would look like blush for somebody else. But when somebody who's fair skinned like that puts a bronzer that is pink tone, so again, so I'm thinking Bobbi Brown Cosmetics, this is the best way to, if you guys can Google it, if you're fair skinned and you're curious. So if you're like porcelain skin, it's called Antigua. And if you look at it, you're like, there's no way that's a blush color. Like, no. If you put that on, it warms up your face. Like if you were actually out in the sun, it doesn't make you like you're sunburn or anything. It just brings warmth to your face. I don't know. It's like crazy magic or something. But then you have people who are deeper skin tone, like a true tan color, where when they're out in the sun, they almost like they turn red. Like my son, his complexion is like medium tan skin, but when we went down to the beach, like he really got a lot of sun, and you could see that his skin was turning red, but not because he was getting burned. It's just the undertone of his skin was just more red as the darker he got. So something like somebody who gets like that turns a little bit red, like you're going to want a bronzer that's more of like a red undertone, and that will look more natural. That's why, like, if you guys have seen my bronzer videos in the past, I don't like bronzers that are orange because when I tan, I get kind of like a brownish, like a golden brown. But if I do something orange, it looks very muddy on me. That's the best way to describe it. If you have the wrong bronzer, it tends to look muddy on your, like your face just looks muddy, like something, it just doesn't go. It's a lot to do with the undertones. I forgot to mention that. Somebody asked something about the Colourpop bronzers. I have tried them before and I did review them. They're good, but they tend to run a little orangey. Like I prefer this one over the Colourpop. Let me show you the Colourpop really quick. I actually have it right here. You can do that. You can bring foundation. Somebody asked if it's okay to bring your foundation like down to your neck. You can do that. I prefer not to do that only because my skin is sensitive, so I'll get like hives and stuff if I do that here. But what you can do is if you're trying to warm up your face, that's what I mentioned earlier. If you just take your bronzer and you bring it down to your neck, it'll do like the magic, I guess. Unless you're using a foundation that's like 1 or 2 shades darker, and then, you know, then yeah, you have to bring it. You have to bring it down. So really quick, as a reference, I have the dark shade in the Colourpop. But if you, I don't know if you could see, it's got like a orange undertone versus this one. This one's more brown. This is the Makeup Revolution one, and this is the Colourpop. And I'll just swatch it really quick for you. So this is Colourpop. And Makeup Revolution. Hopefully you guys can see that really good. But if you could see, the Colourpop one it just has a little more orange in it. It's not bad, but this one goes better with my skin tone. All right. Let me get some blush out. All right, so somebody had requested earlier if I can do the Almay blushes. So since I'm gonna do more of a foxy eye, I'm gonna go with a light blush. Yes, Baruti bronzer is really good for fair skin. I like it for myself as almost like a highlighting kind of bronzer. I really like that. I'm gonna take this. And if you're curious, this is in shade Nearly Nude. These are really good blushes from the drugstore, the Almay ones. Very nice. They're a little bit pricey. They're about like $10, but I would say definitely worth the money. Another really good blush line from the drugstore that I really like, and it's definitely not talked about as much as I feel like it should be. I should make a video. Here I am talking about it's not talked about. The LA Girl, they're like these rectangle blushes. Let me see. I think I might have one here. Hold on. These ones. If you ever see these at like CVS or Ulta, they're very good. Like better than high end. Let's see, like it applies nicely. Oh, is the LA Girl contour, is that a cream? Is that powder? Hi, Hannah. Thank you for joining. Oh, wait, what's it called? Because they have an LA Girl blush that's, I think it's just bare, I think, and it kind of doubles up as like a contour. I like it a lot. All right, so with blush, kind of similar to the bronzer application. I'm sorry, got a little bit distracted, but you want to go a little bit higher. Again, you never want to go down past that like imaginary line. And then I take like, I'll flip the brush on the other side just to kind of blend it out. All right, let me go into eyes. I need to adjust my hair. It's really hot in here. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I'm gonna use some e.l.f. Have you guys tried this palette from e.l.f.? I was talking about it in my video a few weeks ago. It's really good. I was very impressed. If I didn't answer your question, if you don't mind, or if you said something and I didn't respond, if you don't mind just resending it, only because with this, I'll see, let's say 2 people sent a comment, I'll see it pop up, but by the time I'm done reading the one comment, the other comments have disappeared. So I just don't want you to feel like I didn't answer your question. So today I'm gonna try a kind of a fox eye, like a Bella Hadid fox eye. All right. So I'm gonna start off with this color. It's like a mid-tone color, something close to the color of my eyelids, just slightly deeper. Actually, going to use Real Techniques because I think those are a little more easier to access. So I'm gonna just put that on my lower lid. So what kind of videos do you guys want me to start doing? Do you guys like more eye looks? More face, cream highlighters? I'm just curious. I'm going to slightly deepen the crease with the shade in the middle here. Actually, no, I'm going to take it out here and then I'll throw it into my crease. My eyes are a little bit hooded, so if you hooded eyes like I do, you want to look straight forward while you're doing this. Otherwise, the color disappears into the hood. I'm using brushes from Real Techniques. I think it's from the I forgot what it's called. It was a set that has a ton of eye brushes, but this brush that it comes with, it's like a, what is this called? Defining crease brush. It's so good. It makes blending so easy. I definitely want to start working better with more eye looks. I can definitely do another video and do the focus more on the cream products. I love cream products too. I feel like after I got into my 30s, they just work better for me. Like the powder products, they're not bad, but again, my skin can be textured, or it is textured here, and it just doesn't, I don't like the way it looks really. Shadow on the crease, outer corner. Oh, I see what you're saying, Maria. Yeah, sometimes I think tools are important, and I think when we get caught up in, because I'm guilty of this too, this palette launches, and you try all of them, and some eyeshadows are a little hard to blend and to work with. I like to find products that are just easier to work with, and in an affordable line that I personally like a lot is e.l.f. Like their eyeshadows are really easy to to use, easy to blend, and the pigmentation for the most part really is there. And I also find that you want to layer the colors on or the products on, because I used to think too, because I've seen videos on YouTube, and this is before I realized what like how the editing was. It looks like somebody just does one swipe and then something else, and then they're like doing all of this, and it just looks perfect. But it's like, there's editing, so it's like it's sped up, or certain parts are taken out, or you know what I mean. I am not that skilled in my editing. If you guys like see my videos, you'll see, like, if I'm applying something, you'll see when I mess up, and then you'll see me kind of fix it. So don't be too hard on yourself for beginner. So definitely the products that I'm using in this video are really good for beginners. For this video, I'm sticking to Drugstore, but if you guys want, I can do, let's say, another live maybe next week, and kind of show you maybe higher end products. I think, yeah, okay. So for example, like I'm kind of, the way I'm applying the eyeshadow on right now. I'm not gonna get good at editing. I prefer, you know what it is? Like, my goal with like my YouTube channel is I want to I want to be able to kind of give it to you like real time, or how I actually do it. And I know that I'm not perfect. I know there's other people that, they are far more skilled than I am when it comes to doing a smoky eye. I'm not going to lie. A smoky eye is something that I tiptoe around it because it does make me nervous, because I know I'm not the best at it. But I've learned different ways of doing a smoky eye, in a sense where like you can do like a liner and smudge it out, and that's still like a sultry smoky eye. Again, back to like my Bobbi Brown days. Those are things that I learned because I used to love watching people here on YouTube do like, like the cut crease and everything. And personally, I've tried it, and I've tried like the black smoky eye, and it just makes my eyes look little. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like the way it looks. Like, it didn't make me feel as confident, or like, ooh, yeah, as I thought it would. So when it comes to like doing your eyeshadow, you have to like, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you feel like, yeah, I got this kind of thing. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of practice. But then on the other hand, I can go and do somebody else's makeup, and I don't know why. I don't know why the confidence is there when I'm doing like your makeup versus when I'm doing my makeup. But it's like, I guess it's one of those things, like, those who teach can't learn. I mean, you can learn, but you get what I'm saying. So I did the one like lightish brown color, and I'm continuing to build up the crease. So one of the things with doing that is you start adding a little bit of a darker shade over that. It depends. For example, I can put eyelashes on somebody else. I cannot put them on me. But I don't like wearing them either, because I always wear glasses. Like, I love doing foundation on myself and on somebody else. I love to do like bronzer, like soft contouring, because I don't personally like to do the harsh contouring. I don't think that we need to change our faces. I think we can enhance it versus completely change it. But I'm not completely against it either, because at the end of the day, let's say somebody hires me to do their makeup and that's what they want. Like, you got to give the client what they want, So in that sense, like, my opinion almost doesn't matter, because it's it's what's gonna make that person feel like pretty, attractive, or like they're owning it. But I would, I'm pretty comfortable doing anything. It's like, for myself, it's just I don't like doing a smoky eye on myself. I don't know why. All right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of the black shade here, but a very, very teeny tiny bit. Like, I'm just gonna tap my brush in there like that, and I'm gonna just kind of take that here. And I'm running that along my lash line and kind of out, just like that. I'm going to do that on the other side too. with these looks, like these kind of like the fox eye or even like a smoky eye, the one thing that I learned is that you definitely have to build the color and you have to have patience, because that's one thing I lacked years ago, because I thought, oh, you just go like this. Like I said, you saw the way you saw it on like YouTube. Then that's not the case. The more patient you are in blending, the better the eye comes out. I'm going to use some eyeliner. All right, this is my favorite eyeliner, I think, because I've used it so many times, and like no matter how many times I use it, it always comes out really good. Watch it not come out good this time because I said that, like jinxed myself. All right, this is the Honest Beauty liquid liner. It dries down matte. It's so good, very easy to use. And this is going to be a nice, easy like trick for those of you who do have a hooded eye like I do, how to do your eyeliner. And even if you have a hood, it'll still look really nice. It's also referred to as the Batwing eyeliner. So I like to take the liner, always anchor your pinky to your cheek. And now this part here, I'm just gonna go like, I'm gonna get it actually a little bit closer. See how like I have like that little, I don't know, like the flap or the hood or whatever? You're gonna wanna draw over that. Take your time with it. So you see how that part, there's like a dash there? Don't worry about that, just, and then get here. I find it easier to draw over that like little flappy part or hood part, whatever, if I go down with this eyeliner. So then now, I'm going to stare straight. It's easier if I do it this way. I'm gonna take this part here. Let's see. Oh, but are you always worried about the hood part? I know. I learned how to do this recently from, what's her name? Katie Jane Hughes. She has a hooded eye. If you guys are on Instagram, highly recommend following her. She's got a hooded eye, and she made it easy, and kind of like I'd always hated doing this part of my eyeliner because it just didn't like the way it looked. Yeah. And she kind of like, she normalized it. And you'll see that my lines, they'll look even if I'm looking at you, but when I close my eye, or I'm sorry, if I look down, you're going to see they're not even, and that's okay. So then I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go, you want to keep looking straight, just like that. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. Don't worry about it. And then now, you can fill this in. Whatever you do not go like this and try to go straight, because it'll ruin it. Just trust me. Trust the process. I know. I hear you, Danielle. Like, it's so funny because I'll be like to my husband, oh yeah, you know, this got launched and this and that. And it's like, it's gotten to the point where like, even he knows now what foundation is, and like he'll be talking to like my brother or something, or and they'll look at him like, why, how do you know so much? Like, well, because all she talks about is makeup. But you know, he's a good sport. He listens and he'll give me constructive criticism and stuff. But I know it's always nice to find people that love to talk about makeup. That makes it so much more fun. All right. So once you do that, you can kind of fill it in just by going like down like that. But again, you see how it's not a straight line? Yes, you're gonna see this eye is more hooded than this one. And it's funny because when I was doing my eyeliner, I'm like, oh man, I'm not doing this right because they're not identical. And it's like I had to stop thinking that the liner had to be identical, because it's not going to be, because the eyes are different. All right, so once you've done that part, then you're going to line this part of the eye. Some of my favorite creators on YouTube are, I don't use setting spray. Though I am curious about the Charlotte Tilbury one. I may pick that one up because I'm curious about that. I tend to watch more creators on like Instagram than on YouTube, but some of my favorite creators here on YouTube are, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Alexa Blake. I think her channel is called Makeup Blake. She's really good. She has a hooded eye too, and like her aesthetic is really nice, very like clean, fresh, modern. I don't use setting spray because I'm more on the dry side. When I was younger and I was like more oily, I would use it more because I would find that my makeup kind of like moved around more. But because I'm more on the dry side, I skip it. And it's kind of like primers for me. And again, another thing that I was taught too was like, if you prep your skin really good and you put your foundation on, like it really shouldn't disappear unless you're on the oilier side. And I just find that that works for me. I'll do a setting spray. Let's say it's humid and I have to go to like to a wedding or like an all day thing where, you know, the makeup's got to stay put all day, then I'll do a little setting spray. I tend to use it more on my clients, more for insurance for them because they feel like their makeup is going to like disappear or something. But I never had that problem where it didn't last all day. Again, I'm on the drier side and I just like I prep my skin a certain way, you know what I mean? So I didn't have that problem, but I am curious about that Charlotte Tilbury one. All right. Oh, I heard the Milani one was good too. It's okay. Somebody asked me who I like to listen to that's not focused on makeup. Do you mean like not makeup related? There's a couple of channels that I do like. One of the channels that I do like is called Charisma on Command, where it's like they talk to you about like, you know, speaking publicly or when you're dealing with you know, do you deal with different parts, like different kinds of people in your life. And sometimes, you know, I know like here, I'm very like, yeah, you know, I like makeup and I do. And like when I'm talking about something that I'm passionate about, I'm definitely more vocal about it. But, oh, cool. Good. So you know who it is. Um, I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit of an introvert sometimes, or I'm a little bit more quiet. And I just had this conversation with my husband, Eric Thomas. Oh, I have to see who that is. Um, It's funny. I had this conversation with my husband the other day because when we're out together at like an event or something, like he's more of like he's very talkative and everything, and I'm kind of like I'll be next to him, but you know I'll talk a little bit. And Chris on Command definitely talks about like you know how to break out of your shell or using people that are you know more of an introvert or more quiet and kind of like showing how to do that. Um, who else do I like? I listen to like a lot of music on YouTube. So different things. You guys gonna laugh when I tell you this. I am kind of like into anime. I don't know if anybody likes anime here, but like I'll watch like clips on YouTube on anime or like just music from anime. I just find that it's more positive than a lot of like reality TV. Like I haven't watched reality TV in years. I'm that person that I'll watch like reruns of my favorite shows. Oh, you love anime? Oh, what's your favorite anime? So I'm gonna do the other eye too, and you're gonna see that this one, it's not as hooded. I like Gary V too. I don't know if you guys watch him. He's a little intense sometimes, like his energy, but I like him. Another person that I like as far as like speaking motivationally or just I like to listen to this person like if I'm ever like kind of not in the best place. His name is Jordan Peterson. He's he's really good. He talks a lot about you know, like childhood trauma or you know dealing with different types of personalities. Like I like the psychology aspect of it, and he's really good for that. That one's a little bit thicker. All right. So you guys don't even know. Okay. Yes, see? I just finished watching Attack on Titan with my husband. And I just hope, like, I was so ready for, like, the story to go one way, and then it seems like it's turning a different way, and I'm like, hmm. And yeah, we watch Demon Slayer, we watch Black Clover. That's one of my favorite animes. Um, what's the other? I love, 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 love Full Metal Alchemist. That's one of my favorite ones too. I really hope that I can see the suggestions that everybody's making about who they watch, not makeup related, because I do want to look into the people that you guys are mentioning. Oh, yes, the Golden Girls. You know what's another show that I like to watch is Hold Me Tight. Okay. Ooh, all right. If you don't mind uh, putting that comment in just another video where it's not live, just so I can make sure that it stays there, because I definitely want to look into the ones you're suggesting. These shows that I like to watch, aside from anime, because again I like to watch reruns, is I don't know if you guys have ever seen Psych. That's one of my favorite shows. Scrubs was a show that I really like a lot too. And then I'm that person that, like, again, another conversation I just had recently. Yes. And I think that's important. I'm sorry, I know I'm jumping from topic to topic, but as far as understanding relationships with, like, family members, I think that's a huge deal. And that's where Jordan Peterson's, like, watching his lectures or just him talking has helped me a lot. Because, one thing I learned is that boundaries are super important, and sometimes setting boundaries with, like, family, it's tough, but it needs to be done just for, like, our own, like, mental health, our own peace of mind. That's what I feel, and that's what I've learned, and it's benefited me a ton. All right, let me go into some mascara. I know somebody in the beginning asked me for Drugstore Mascara that's really good. My favorite right now for well, I can't find that at a drugstore. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hear that, Sylvia. Trust me. Danielle, I saw that they released the collection. But yeah, Sylvia, I completely, that is one of the most painfulest things to kind of, like, it's tough. And I'm just speaking on myself, but something I learned. So even though my last name is Rachinsky here, that's my husband's last name, I'm Latina. And, I've learned from just my culture that sometimes, Hispanic households can be toxic. They can be, it doesn't really benefit, it doesn't really benefit you if you're the female or if you're a daughter. So, kind of unlearning that, and then, like, unlearning or realizing, how can I put this? The best way to put this is, like, our parents did the best that they could with us. If they could do better, or if they knew better, they would have done better. So I take that, and now having kids, I kind of, like, tell myself, well, this is what I'll do with my kids. I won't do what, yes, yeah, exactly, machismo. Well, it's funny because I grew up in a fatherless household. He didn't want to be a part of the family. So it was, it was my mom, but it's a lot. Okay. Gonna curl my eyelashes. Now I'm on the hunt for a new eyelash curler. This was the Shumera one, or Shumora. I never say it correctly. It's really good. But I'm trying to find another one. I definitely need one that's, like, I would say my eye is more like, kind of like an Asian person's eye. Like, it's a little bit more flat and wider. If I do just a regular eyelash curler, I'll miss out, like, these corner lashes, and then it's like these lashes are up and then these are this way. So I need one that's kind of, like, completely on the band, and one that opens up. So if you guys have any suggestions, definitely drop them down. And it's fine if it's, like, high end or whatever. I got one from Japanesque and it's not wide enough. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Oh, that's what I was going to say before too. I just remembered. The other thing that I like to watch a lot is Harry Potter. It's one of my favorite things to watch. I watch it when I'm cooking. Uh, oh, that's a good idea. The little lash curler. I used to see those at Sephora when I used to go there, like, you know, like more often. I've not been to the mall in I don't even know how long. And those are supposed to be really good. All right, so I'm gonna take the Lash Paradise. I like this mascara. It's pretty good. Oh shoot, I got it on my. I know. uh, you guys are gonna hear outside people. Sorry. All right. So I got mascara on my crease over here. I'm gonna wait for that to dry to take it off. Because if I take it off now, it's gonna completely mess up my crease. So yeah, this mascara is okay. It's not the best. Um, I need to get a new Lash Princess one. That's why I didn't open, like, I didn't use it because mine's kind of old. I feel like recently every mascara I put on, it's just dropping, and I think I just need a new eyelash curler. So I know somebody mentioned before that you had uneven hooded eyes, right? So I'm gonna come in a little bit close, and you could see if I'm looking at you, they look pretty even, right? But if I close my eye, see how this one goes up and like that? If I close this eye, this one's more like on an angle. Usually this one's a little more like exaggerated or like that really sharp bat wing, but mine aren't even, and that's okay. That's what makes us different. All right, highlighter. That's my favorite thing. That's my favorite step. I think somewhere between highlighter and blush, those are my two favorite things in the world to use on my face. And I'm gonna put one on. Is there a particular one that you guys were curious about? I have an elf one. I have wait. Uh, I have these that I was gonna make a video on, but I could try them on here if you guys want. This is the Makeup Revolution Pro, and it looks a lot like the Charlotte Tilbury one. Liquid or cream highlighter is my favorite. Hands down, my favorite. I tend to go for those than the powder ones. I have occasionally found a few powder ones that I like, but cream products just, I like that like really dewy, like juicy, glowy highlight. You guys want to see the Makeup Revolution one? Or do you want to see, I have some, I have e.l.f. too. They have a really good one, that watermelon, what is it? Hold on. You know what's a really good highlighter? Actually, I think I'm going to use this one. This is from Half Caked, and it's their candy paint. I got this off of Amazon, but you can get it off their website or Amazon, and it's a cream highlighter. Okay, I'll try the Makeup Revolution one. All right. All right. So this is the Makeup Revolution one. Guys, look at this. First of all, let me just show you a quick comparison. Like, I'll do a full in-depth one on YouTube, but this is Charlotte Tilbury Makeup Revolution. Packaging is the same. Obviously, it's like different colors, and you get a little bit more of the one in Makeup Revolution. Oh, I think I have that one, the Anastasia one. Yes, well, I'm sorry. So I prefer cream. I actually prefer more cream highlighters than liquid ones, only because the cream ones, I feel like when you put them on, it really just like melts into your skin, versus like the powder, again, because I'm more textured here, like I'll come in. Can you see those little bumps here? So when I do a powder highlight, if the powder highlight is too, like if it's too frosty, it just like really emphasizes that and I don't like it. Like that's something I'm insecure about. So when I do a cream, it's always going to be a cream that the base is going to be clear and there's a glow. When there's too much pigment, then, you know, it either the color's too strong or it'll still kind of emphasize texture. But always for me, a highlighter that is cream based, like the one that I was going to show you guys, the candy paint. So it's very balmy, but you see how it's more of like the reflection from the light is what gives you that highlight. What shade? This one is called Sugar Cookie. That's what it looks like. And it's like, I just want to show, if I go like this, it's, you see how it's like very balmy? So when I put it on, let's say here, so it has like a very moisturized kind of highlighting finish. Oh yes, Vision Flush Tiara is really nice. That one's, I have that one too. It's really good. All right, so back to these two highlighters. Very similar packaging. It even has like that lock unlock thing. So I don't know. I'm hoping this color works. This is called Aglow. It's like their goldish champagne one. And oh, okay. Yeah, do you want me to compare the Charlotte Tilbury and the Makeup Revolution one? Is that what you mean? Or did you want me to do the candy paint on one side and the Makeup Revolution on the other side? I'll start off with this one while you answer. So I'm going to take this. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay. Yeah, I can do it. I'll do the candy paint on the other side. This one is in shade Aglow, the Makeup Revolution one. So I'm just using it. This is the same way I would use the Charlotte Tilbury one, and I can tell you that they're very similar. That's really pretty. This is more of a subtle glow. That's really pretty. Yeah, I think it might be a very good dupe for Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, this one, you can find it on the Makeup Revolution website. I think it's $10, and they always have like a deal weekly or at least every other week where it's like you buy two, you get one free, or you get a discount. It's not a glitter glow. I hate glitter glow. I hate glitter glow because again, textured skin, and I just feel like I'm 33 and I don't need to be glittery on my face. Yeah, the glows or highlighters that I like to use are more dewy or more like of a natural glow, or like the best way to describe it is like that, like if you're sweating a little bit kind of a glow, like it's more natural. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna review this, but for those of you who are watching, you'll get the heads up for this. Flower Beauty released a highlighter, and it's their Stellar Prismatic Highlighter. It's Illuminator. This is one of those glittery highlighters that I'm like, I'm not a fan of it, but I'll review it in case somebody else likes it, or maybe you can use it as eyeshadow, but anything that has a glitter in it just looks bad on me. I don't like it. Okay, so candy paint. I'm gonna take this one. And this one I think is $9 or $10. So this is the candy paint one. And with highlighter, you really want to put it like on the tops of the cheek. I should have mentioned that before. I like to kind of go around my eyebrow too. That's the worst when you have textured skin and like, because I went through it and like I would try all the, like I'm talking about years ago. Like I don't know if anybody remembers when Maybelline released those the master something highlighter, and it was like a peach one and then there was a pink one and everybody was talking about it on YouTube, and I got it and it was so bad on me. I'm like, this isn't gonna work. Then I became obsessed with like cream highlighter. Yes, Master Chrome, that's it. Yep. Oh, it was so bad. You know what highlighter was really good, even though it's powder, and it sucks that they're completely discontinuing like the entire line, was the Becca ones. Those are good. Um, Natasha Denona has a powdered highlighter that's really good too. Oh, thank you so much for staying though. Enjoy your walk. All right, so this is candy paint. So you could see the glow it's subtle, but it has like a nice kind of like a dewiness to it. So that's the candy paint one, and this is the Makeup Revolution. Those are good. Another one that's good is the one from e.l.f. Thank you, Diana. All right, last but not least, lips. Now, I don't know about you guys. I am curious because I know I need to be better with this, but I'm not a lip person. Like, I almost never put lip gloss on. I'll do, like, I started wearing my Cool Gloss from Jones Road. I like that one a lot because it has, like, a peppermint smell and it's not sticky. But I'm so bad with lip gloss or, like, lipstick. Well, I do like a bold lip, but being that this eye is a little more, like, eye-focused, I was going to go with something softer on my lips if I have something. I might not have Drugstore. I'm lying. I have a Burt's Bees Squeezy Tinted Lip Balm. Because I have lipstick that's like very bold. Unless you do want to see a bold lip. Trying to stick with Drugstore. I have this. I love these. These are from Maybelline. This is the Superstay Ink Crayon. This is in, hold on. Be Bold, Be You. Being that the eyes aren't too crazy, I can actually do a bolder lip. Yeah, what do you guys think? Bold lip? Oh, lip liners. I need to get lip liners. That's why I like these, because it's like a 2-in-1. All right, we'll do a bold lip. I've tried so many like lipsticks this past few months from Milani and like Maybelline, and I have to say I think Maybelline might be my favorite for lipsticks. I like that because the point is like the lipstick goes into a point, it kind of doubles up as a lip liner. I do agree, a lip liner does save your lips a lot, and it really completes the lip nicely. Enjoy the view. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look for that one because I do need one that's kind of more not so bold. Yeah. Yes, this is Superstay Ink Crayon. A light enough, cool. You mean like a pale pink kind of lip liner, Danielle? I think NYX makes really good lip liners, and I saw somebody say that the lip liners from NYX, at least NYX, because they're made, I think, in Germany. They're made in the same like company or factory that the high-end ones. Made pale, cool. Have you tried NYX? If not, again, back to Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. They make some lip liners, but they're I'd rather get NYX because you probably can get like 2 or 3 for the same price as the one Bobbi Brown one. But the NYX ones are really good and they're very, very like they're creamy and stuff. And this one's good too because see, this made me excited when I saw this. It's got the sharpener on the end. And I'm just gonna fix. Oh yes, I heard Go does have lip liners too that are good. I don't know if anybody else that follows me here has a YouTube, but Danielle, who's commenting here, she has a YouTube channel, so you guys definitely go check her out. She does makeup reviews as well, and she does like monetary advice. She works in financing, so definitely go check her out. All right, so that is the completed look. What do you guys think? It's not a super, super foxy eye, but it's definitely a winged eyeliner. Definitely need to practice my foxy eye. And a nice bold lip. Oh, thank you. I do like inner corner highlight. I can throw some in there. Let me see. But I would do powder. Oh, let me show you guys something. This eyeshadow, it's from Maybelline. And it's really, so somebody asked me before about powder highlighters. This eyeshadow can double up as a highlighter for your face. I'm going to show you. Let me just open it first. This is from Miss Maybelline New York, and this is the shade, the Glow Down. It's their expert wear eyeshadows. Check this out. First, let me highlight the inner corner, and then I'm going to show you guys something. So I'll take that. It's pretty. I should do that more often. Thank you for suggesting that. Good idea. Which advice do you have for a great marriage? Just super curious. I have problems with a mama's. Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, if he's a mama's boy, that's not good. Well, it's not that it's not good, but he's got to stop being a mama's boy and he needs to be like, the relationship is with you. It's got to be with you and not the parent. Like, that's the one thing, and I'm super thankful. Like, with my husband, any discussions that we have, or like if I have a disagreement with anybody, like it stays between us. And I know that there's some people that they'll complain to like their family about like their spouse and stuff like that, and that's something that we don't do. He doesn't do that to me. I don't do it to him, because you know what? At the end of the day, like, you guys are gonna have a disagreement, and you got to deal with each other. Like, the best advice that somebody ever gave me was, like, at the end of the day, you get into a fight with your husband, your spouse, your significant other, whatever. Like, you got to sleep in the bed with them, not them with like, their family, or with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they're talking about the problems that you guys are having, or you have a disagreement, like, that really should stay between the both of you. Like, communication is so important. It's like, I cannot stress enough how important communicating with your significant other is. You don't like something, like, speak up. If you're, if you're sensitive about something, or sometimes, like, one of the things that my husband and I ran into in the past was, like, I'm more sensitive. So, like, if he threw a joke out, like, I would take it like for like how do you say it? Like when somebody says something and you take it like for the exact way that they say it, but it could just be them kind of like messing around or whatever. Like, I would take it very personal. And it got to a point where we would kind of be like, hey, when you said this, like, what did you mean by that? Like, why'd you say it like that? And then, they'll explain, like, he'll explain to me like, oh, I said it because of this, or that's not what I meant, or and then, you got to dissect that. You got to have those uncomfortable conversations sometimes where it's like, hey, you said this or you did this and it bothered me. And it's better to have those uncomfortable conversations there than, I don't know, let's say, yeah, let's say, I don't know, so in the morning you have a disagreement. And by not discussing that disagreement in the moment or within like a 30-minute frame, something else happens there during the day, and then you get more upset, and then you're just building up and building up and building up. Oh yeah, I can definitely do more videos with questions like this. But you know, if you let it go too long without saying, hey, this bothered me, or hey, I'm off, because sometimes we're off. Like I'm off. Like today, um, I was kind of like, again, not to get too much in detail, but like, you have your cycle, right, every month, and there's always a certain part of the month where I'm more short-tempered, um, I'm more sensitive, and like he knows, he's caught on to that and everything. And he'll kind of approach me, he'll be like, "Well, what are you feeling today?" And he'll throw a joke or something, and I'm like, "Oh, that's not funny." And he's like, "Are you sensitive?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not sensitive." He's like, "Are you sure? It's okay to admit it." And then I thought about it and I'm like, shoot, you know what? Today I feel this way, but had he thrown these jokes or we're talking about something or whatever a week ago, I wouldn't be reacting this way. So then I'm like, my mood is off, and I'll tell him. And then when, you say it, and sometimes it's kind of annoying to be like, yeah, I'm sensitive or I'm off today. Just by saying that, if the other person is like willing to like listen and kind of understand, then it makes it easier. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day too, like there's days where we're off just for whatever reason, and that's not, I've given attitude before. I can be cranky. um, it's not an excuse, and it's not fair to the other person. You know what I mean? Like they're trying their best to try to make me feel better, and if I'm kind of like being stubborn, um, it's you gotta have, sometimes you gotta sit there and you gotta be like, why do I feel like this? Really kind of go through it. And, if it was something that somebody said to you that wasn't correct or anything, you got to set boundaries. You got to be like, hey, I don't like that you said this to me. I didn't think it was funny, and please don't do it again. And then that kind of like, again, it's an uncomfortable conversation, but if the person cares, they'll be like, okay, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I won't do that again. Um, yeah. And then the other, one of the big things too is never go to sleep upset. That's yeah, you never want to do that. Always just like discuss whatever the situation is at the moment, um, but never go to sleep upset, because then it carries on, and that's not good. But definitely communicating is super super important. I have a ladybug in here. Yeah, and try to keep like whatever conversations that you guys are having or disagreements with each other, and work it out, because depending on what your future is, it's communicating, and like, oh, and continue to date your significant other. That's really important. Go on little dates. Go on like coffee dates. My husband and I will go grocery shopping, but we'll go and get like boba tea together. Or like yesterday, we went to Costco and we were driving back home, and there was like a little taco um, restaurant in our town. And he's like, I'm in the mood for tacos. I'm like, okay, well, let's go. We sat down. We had like a little meal. It's like a little mini date. Those are really important too. So yeah, don't stop dating your significant other. Don't go to sleep angry. And when you get into a disagreement, like it's not about I'm right and you're wrong, because at the end of the day, if you have that like perspective, you're both not winning. You know what I mean? Like this is the person you're choosing to be with. If you have a disagreement, like you're on the same team at the end of the day. It's not about bringing the other person down. It's about like seeing eye to eye and understanding that everybody has a different perspective. Yes, taco nights are the best. We usually do a lot of sushi, um, but the tacos have been really, really fun recently. All right. Guys, thank you so much. If you have any like last minute questions, I'll answer them really quick. But if not, I will gotta get my kids ready for bed. Oh, you're welcome, Sylvia. Thank you so much for staying. I know it was a pretty long live. I was not expecting it to be this long. I was like, oh, maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes, but it's been really fun talking to you guys and like seeing the comments and everything. I'll definitely like look forward to doing it again. I was a little bit nervous at first, but I'm happy. Oh, wow. Are you in Europe too, Gretchen? I hope I said your name correctly. 229. Oh yes, I'll definitely do another live. Whatever, like if there's a specific topic, or I know Danielle, you mentioned me doing like cream products and everything. And thank you guys for everybody was just so sweet, and especially to each other. I love that everybody was like, suggesting this person to look into or products. This is what I want in a beauty community. Like everybody being supportive and like just helpful and like sharing, secrets, beauty tips, anything. Like that's what we need more of that. All right, guys. Good night. Yes, a new happy beauty community for sure. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening, whatever time it is. Bye.